your ancestors probably had a lot more soup than you think. If you're in the kind of culture of the carnivore cutting board, steak and egg and avocado thing with the wooden cutting board, you may think that this advice is gonna sound like fucking peasant talking and be like, oh, what the fuck, soup that has no protein, no calories, get the fuck out of here. But the truth is that unless you're like a part of nobility or something and had complete access to just whatever you wanted, your family did back in the day, and even then, your ancestors had a lot more soup than you, and a lot more soup than is recommended by any nutritionist, any fucking dietary advice, and it's basically it never gets into the way, makes its way into the nutrition world, right? Soups, stews, things like that, because they sound boring. They sound like fucking, oh shit, this is what the people who would know how to make them are like, okay, this is what I had when I was young, when I was a kid, and so I'm gonna spend my time on more interesting things like steak, eggs, other meats, other proteins. Now, you are missing out by thinking this way, and if you're part of the one more generation down, my generation, or Gen Alpha, God forbid, you probably don't have a lot of soups because your parents don't have time to make them, either didn't even learn the recipes from their parents, and all this is very sad, and all of this leads to you missing out on an amazing food group. So in this video, I'm going to be counting down the top 3 soups, in my humble opinion, that are just the perfect combination of tasty, nutritious, and cost-effective, and not all that complicated to make. First off is, I'm gonna put in the funny clip here, minestrone.
Minestrone. Nej! Aj, what the fuck? Minestrone. Now you laugh. Minestrone. Mucho bello. You heard about the guy who invented the knock joke? You have? What did he get? Do you know what he got? He got the Nobel Prize. Minestrone.
I don't know any other way to say it other than that way from the anomaly video, because I've never heard a person speaking English and fucking saying the name of that soup. It's just a classic vegetable soup. It's Italian. It has a very funny name. Anomaly and his dad laughed very hard. Minestrone. Whatever the fuck. So that's a very funny soup. And essentially what it is, it's a bunch of tomatoes, not bell peppers, but onions, tomatoes, carrots, basically mirepoix with a bunch of beans and tomatoes. And hold on, let me just change the angle a little bit because maybe this is unoptimal. Here we are, so the light is on me. There we are, so the light is actually on me instead of just being random. Beautiful, mindful decisions. Okay, but now the umbrella's kind of obstructing me. It's whatever, you're gonna have to deal with it. If you want to hear this top-notch advice, so basically how you make it, you don't want to get a bunch of caramelized flavors because it is a pretty fresh soup. You basically just make a chicken stock, just without the chicken, right? So you simmer a bunch of onions, a bunch of vegetables, you get a vegetable broth, nice vegetable broth going, and then you add canned tomatoes or fresh tomatoes, whichever one that you have on hand, and then you add a bunch of beans. Now, why is this good? It's super wholesome, super nutritious, gets rid of a bunch of the vegetable requirements for you, so you don't exactly have to go out of your way to cook some fucking asparagus with your steak, and it like makes your piss smell like horrendous and whatever else. You don't have to go out of your way to make a salad. Well, salads are nice, so you can go out of your way to do that. But this soup, the minestrone, is gonna make up for a bunch of the nutrient deficiencies. Hopefully the mic is cutting off hopefully the microphone is cutting out the fucking sirens, but even if not, it's the world we live in, gotta deal with that. So you got a bunch of the nutrients from that. It's gonna skip, you can basically hack your vegetable requirement for the day with that, and it's amazing for cutting. Pretty much all of these soups that I'm going to be going over here are absolutely amazing for cutting because they're very low calorie, they're water based, so they're going to hydrate you. They have a bunch of salt in them, so they're going to hydrate you even further. And they don't have a bunch of fat, they don't have a bunch of protein, they don't even have a bunch of carbs. So they're just very low on macros, which is going to in turn lower the calories. But they have a bunch of nice micronutrients extracted from all the vegetables. They're going to have protein if you have meat in it. In this minestrone you don't. But you do get the beans and whatever the fuck else with it, so that's gonna obviously have all the benefits that you would get from those anyways. Just a very nice hydrating liquid food, soup, that's gonna make your life a whole lot easier. because you can prepare a whole bunch of it ahead of time. And the fucking bug just went, oh, it's a bee, hello. I thought it was like some actual ugly bug, but it's a bee, it's a nice bee. Kind of tangent, I was in class today and a bee came in and I'm like, please fucking fly over to the table of a few girls because they're gonna scream and be like, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. And they did just that. The bee flew over to them, it's just behind the camera, and this isn't the same bee, or I don't think it is, that'd be a long way to travel, but yeah, the bee fucking flew over to them and the girls absolutely lost their shit. Why? They produce honey, it's very nice food. And they sometimes sting you, but only if you're like, you know, get close or if there's a big misunderstanding. So this is it for the first soup, and big thing is you want some herbs in it, you want garlic, and you want olive oil. Dairy, please fucking avoid dairy. Oh, he flew away, goodbye. So any dairy you really do want to avoid, because that's not the look we're going for, right? This is a very good előétel. I don't know how you say előétel in English. It's like first course. It's entree in French, but entree means something different in English. It's the starter, yeah, it's a very good starter because it's very low on calories, as I said before. You just spoon that, become very nice, and it's an amazing soup. I didn't mean to shrug my shoulders there, right, because that means that I'm doubting it. There's no doubt, this is going to be a very good soup. So, add garlic, add herbs, and the main thing, add raw olive oil, just drizzle it over. Raw, I mean, don't cook it with the soup because that kind of makes it shitty and maybe ruins the clarity a little bit if you like boil that. But at the end, when you have the nice soup ready, drizzle it with olive oil. Just eat that, it's gonna be golden. That's it for the first soup. If you're enjoying this so far, you think it's like, oh wow, I haven't thought about soups as a food group. I didn't think of their nutritional benefits at all, didn't think that they would be good for cutting, but now I learned something. Check out the link in the description. I do have a paid product there that will further help you with things like this, going over culinary and nutrition advice. Check it out, I think you might like it. I think you will like it, definitely. So, soup number 2 is gonna be our basic chicken soup. It doesn't have to be chicken noodle soup because it's like kind of American thing. It's like, it's weird. Like, why would you? We do it in Hungary as well. I just never understood, like, why would you put pasta in chicken soup? I guess it adds a carb, and it does taste nice. It's just the texture, not always what I'm looking for. So this is a basic chicken stock. People in the culinary world use it as chicken stock. This has always fucking pissed me off. Always, like, I found it super weird that people just always call it a stock and not a soup, and they never use it on their own, right? They never use it for sipping, except for when, like, oh, let me just make sure the rest of the microphone doesn't fucking fly away because it's pretty windy here in LA right now. So let me just get that sorted. Okay, so basically the only time people talked about like drinking a soup or very liquidy soup is when The Mandalorian first came out and they had the bone broth in that. People thought it was very funny, like Baby Yoda going like, "Meh." But soups have been around forever. Soups has been around for fucking ever, as long as humans have been cooking, basically. And the benefits are various, especially with a chicken soup. You extract all the nutrients, you get rid of some when cooking with some of the vegetable nutrients, but you get every good thing out of the chicken bone, all the collagen, all the whatever else, any other stock like pork, veal, beef, fish stock, hint for the upcoming one. These are all very good options, but the basic chicken soup is you just bunch of onions, bunch of celery, bunch of parsley, right? Not too much garlic, not too much herbs. That's the one thing I don't like about the binging with Babish recipe, is that people make it very roasted and dark. People make all the stocks very roasted and dark here if they do decide to make them at all. So for this lighter chicken soup, don't roast the chicken bones, right? It takes so much extra time. It works well, but it makes a better stock than broth, right? It makes a better gravy than broth. So if you just want the classic chicken soup experience, boil the bones first, get rid of, skim off the scum, like the one Naruto filler episode, and then you're gonna have a fun time. After that, you just boil it like normal with the vegetables, onions, carrots, celery, bunch of black peppercorns, salt it at the end. Always salt soups at the end because you can salt them to taste, but if you fuck it up or if you reduce it too much, which just means cooking off too much of the liquid, if you overshoot any of those things, you can't take it back, but you can always season it later. So unlike meats, you should season soups after the fact, after they've already been cooked. This chicken soup is amazing for if you're cold, right? It's absolutely magical. Celery root as well. Celery root, fucking parsnips, like carrots, basically a bunch of root vegetables, just not potatoes. You can also put potatoes in it if you like, but that did mean to shrug my shoulders because that's not something I would do. So aside from that, any recommendations? This soup is very good on its own. eat the chicken parts. Eat the fucking pieces of chicken. This is what I really don't like about how people handle food these days. It's like they're so icky to like get in there and like separate the meat from like turkey neck or something. Just go fish around for the good pieces, because those little pieces in the soup, that especially if you salt them, are so much better individually than any chicken breast or any other uniform fucking thigh, whatever else cut you would make, which are wonderful in their own right, but it's just such a gem. Like if you have the backbone of the chicken, right, here's the chicken gyat, here's the backbone, right, and over here are the two oysters, which are these two little pieces of meat that are like kind of connected to the thighs but kind of separated. And usually they don't make it on the thigh, except that the thigh is very big. But if you use the backbone for boiling, which is what you should do, basically you can cut up a whole chicken, right? Two breasts, two thighs, the two wings. I would recommend leaving the wings for the stock, or the soup actually. So two breasts, two thighs. You get off everything else that you can, but the legs, drumsticks, I'm including in the thighs. But basically, the backbone, the spine, and the carcass of the chicken, there's gonna be skin left on there, and there's also gonna be, how do you call it? The oysters, the little pieces of meat that are very, very tasty and very good. So you separate. Oh, oops, unlucky. So you separate that into a few pieces, throw that in, and after it's cooked, you're gonna get those pieces of cooked chicken oyster, and they're gonna be so tasty. They're gonna be so very nice. So that was it for the second soup. Doesn't need anything else. It just needs time and a low heat for a lot of time, and you'll be absolutely fucking set for this. Now, the third soup, thank you for making it to the end. If you, what's it called? If you watched this far, made it past all the stutters, made it past all the whatever else, fucking camera falling behind. We've had an adventurous episode today. The next soup is gonna blow your mind, and it's gonna sound super simple because it has the least ingredients. It has 4 ingredients. Halászlé, fisherman soup. This Hungarian delicacy is so fucking nice. It's my favorite food of all time, bar none. And if you have it yourself properly, you're gonna know why. So, the 4 ingredients are onions, fish, paprika, and salt. Who the fuck just farted? Okay. Bunch of noises coming from all over right now. But these 4 ingredients, salt is included in an ingredient. It literally can be simple. It can be simpler. So it's the types of fish that you choose is very important. I don't know how you call them in English. Harcha, ponch, fucking keseg, no. So it's carp, catfish. Carp and catfish, those are 2 that you can either make them 1 and 1 or make them blend them both into the same soup. Or what else? Yeah, just carp and catfish are the most common ones, right? And you may need to go to a specialty store like 99 Ranch or something and be like, oh, it smells a little shitty here because the ingredients are like questionable quality. But just find these fish somewhere. They're super affordable relatively. Don't try to make an Italian spin on it, don't try to make a French spin on it either. Don't make like a bouillabaisse with a bunch of different exotic seafood. They have to be freshwater fish. That's the main thing. They have to be freshwater fish. And so you do have to do a lot of, man, apologies, tripod will come in next episode definitely. So you don't have to do a lot to them. Actually, I lied. You don't have to do a lot to them after you've prepared them, but the preparation process is pretty intense. So you want to save the head, because the head has a lot of flavor. Take out the eyeballs because fish eyeballs are fucking disgusting. You basically want to scale it, descale it, devein it, take out all the, how do you call the intestines, take out all the organs and shit. And it's gross, right? It's gross, but it'll give you a better appreciation of the more uniform foods that you're probably used to. Because once you've cleaned the fish, I don't think I've ever fully done it. I've always either helped my parents do it because I was always smaller when when we ate this, or it's just what's it called? Or it's just a special occasion. We usually make it for Christmas, and so it's like a family project, and I don't know fully how to do it yet. But if you, I have a pretty good idea, but never fully done start to finish on my own. So you get all the scales off, get all the fucking intestines out, very nice. What you're gonna find is that once you cut this fish up into nice pieces, just go look up a Hungarian fisherman soup, and it'll teach you what to cut it up into. But once you put these in the pot, boil them with you have to, I think, grate the onions or chop them very fine. Yeah, you have to chop them very fine. So you put those in. You don't do anything with those first of all. First of all, you get the very finely chopped onions. You cook them out in a bunch of oil. I know seed oils, use olive, use avocado if you're worried. You toast the paprika. It has to be a very good Hungarian quality paprika. You put that in. You fucking mix that all around, right? And then on top of that, you pour in a bunch of water. You should still salt this after the fact mostly, but you can add a good pinch here. Just because like that's one of the main flavor profiles is just salt. And then you put in the fish and you cover it with water. This is gonna be one of the tastiest things that you've ever made if you just let it sit for a little bit. After a bit, you do have to like strain it. You do have to like puree the things, kind of separate out the fish meat. So it's a very intensive process, but you basically can't get it anywhere. I don't think you can get it anywhere except if you have a specialty Hungarian restaurant near where you live. Serve this with some fresh, the highest quality bread you can find, like the highest quality sourdough loaf bread you can find. Dip the bread in the soup. I know, sounds crazy. Try it. Put on some chili flakes, maybe. Some chopped green chili, maybe. Some sour cream isn't traditional with this, but basically all you need is the bread and some form of spice, some form of either the chili flakes or the green chili if you're feeling extra spicy. You get that. You eat that. It's the tastiest fucking thing ever. And the chicken noodle soup is amazing for your cold, right? The minestrone is amazing for just replacing vegetables. This is pretty much good for the soul. This just feels very nice to have, and there's literally nothing unhealthy about it except for the bread if you count that. And it's the most complete of the meals. So this can be a very fun project for you to do with your family. You probably have your own version of fisherman soup wherever you're from. Give the Hungarian one a try. It's super simple, and all the Nobu retards who are used to like crispy rice on tuna for every single meal will be like, what? That's it? That looks disgusting. But if you give it a try, like I'm not willing to listen to any of the criticisms because it is my personal favorite food, the wind's picking up. And it's just objectively a super fucking tasty and super nutritious dish. And super comforting, super wholesome, whatever else, good for the soul. So try out those 3 soups and recover the lost art of the soup making. And also check out the link in the description if you like this video, if you like the advice in here, you think it'll help you, you think you're gonna use it for the future. Check the link in the description out. I go into more depth on a bunch of these culinary topics and all of these nutrition topics as well in my paid online course. Thank you very much for watching. See you.